All right, friends, it's a muddy mess. It has rained, I don't know how much, but I'm over it. I'm over it. But we're gonna see if we can tackle a few projects somehow. And we're gonna get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. Let's check in on some of our stuff from previous engagements. This thing is dry, so that's wonderful. We got that taken care of. I hope. We got this red feller, and we want to do some more stuff to it, but we got to wait for some parts to come. Some parts did come. I have, this should be the heating element, which, if I can get it up out of there, we should be able to flippity flop that around and make her go, at least for a little bit. Some people said they don't last long in this application on these Fiats, but you know, that's the way that is. Here in a second, I'm going to go around to the other side, and we'll see where that other one fits in there, because I don't like it. But whilst we're back here, I got, very difficult to get out of the package, but I got some more of these nice pins. So, well, actually, those aren't, those two pins might be useful for something, so. There we go. Those are just nice looking pins. I don't know, I like them. I think they look nice. They got those nice rings. We got a donkey party going on back there. That's fine. This is kind of miserable. It's hard to even walk. Like, every step you take, if it's dirt, it's mud, and you just go sliding. Oh, they got her. How do they have that hooked up? That's probably going to be more than just a simple removal. They got quite the, boy, we got a lot of interesting stuff going on this one. And I know that doesn't do much good for me to just sit there and say that, but let me see if I can shine some light on the situation. It looks like they got another heater they tried to put in right there at one point. And then we've got that cluster, which means we will need we probably won't get any of that loose, as bad as that looks, which might mean we'll end up putting a water pump on it, which just, doesn't that just suck when you got to go from one thing to the next, you know? And it's just not a simple affair. I mean, nobody can see it, so if any of that fitting would come loose, we could put a plug in it, but they've obviously adapted, because those should be like metric threads. Let's look at this one. Yeah, see, it's just got a plug in there. And I don't know if do I have an old water pump that I could steal a plug out of? That is the question. If I could get it loose down at the bottom. Anyway, that answers my question. That's not going to be today's project, because that's going to be very much difficult. Very much. But we want to do that because I want to get rid of this. This is just obnoxious looking, hanging on the side. You know, I'm sure it worked great. I've had those before on stuff, but I'm not into it, friends. I'd rather just not have that. So that's fine. We'll table this project. I'm still waiting on some more stuff anyway. What am I waiting on? I was thinking about that a minute ago. I'm sure it'll come back to me whenever the time is right, but that's fine. We're gonna work on another Fiat. Those birds, I'm over it. At least they didn't live here this year, but I'm not a fan of their sound. Right in here is this little cutie that's just been sitting here for various reasons. One being it does not want to run. You know, figure that out. You take it uptown and you show it off, and how's it repay you? By not running. Ever again. I don't want, wait a minute. That's not smart. I don't want to cut my seat cushion. All right. Let's see if we can. The answer is no, we can't. Now, Hood, come on. What are we catching on? Oh, I know what we're catching on. The lip of the air cleaner. So we have to do that. There we go. I probably don't have it just A1 perfect the way this is supposed to be, because I made that bracket. You remember when we adapted this other water pump. This is such a cluster of sadness, you know. But our problem is our carburetor is not playing happy thoughts. And I would almost bet that it's got trash in it again, because our sediment bowl, or I shouldn't say sediment bowl, but our fuel has just not been doing the thing either. So the question remains, how do we want to go about this? It's probably easier to take it up out of there and work on it out here than it would be to do any other operation. I could take the side panel off and work, but I need to get that end plate off. And I think, if I remember correctly, that everything you need to take loose is up top here, because we got our choke cable here, we got our throttle with the special clips like things in America used, so that's no problem, and 2 bolts and a fuel line and this air hose, and I think we'll get it out of there. I had one of them loose. Well, I don't know what I did with that. I don't know that we ever filmed it, but I had another. This is the second carburetor on this tractor. I bought this one off of the electronic bay because I saw it and I thought, hey, you never see those. So I bought it years ago and have it. And so I put it on here because I thought it looked like it was supposed to be rebuilt, is what they said. But apparently people today feel like they can use the word rebuilt when they just spray paint a junk part, and that's what they did. So that's probably what happened here. But we're going to take this loose and see if we can, if it's like last time, what I did, I took the needle and seat, or the seat, I should say. I took the seat out of it, and there was crud behind it, and it wouldn't let it fill up with fuel. And I mean, I guess we could mess with it on here. Maybe I did it that way last time, and maybe we should try that again. But you're not given a lot of room. You can get that bowl off. It's kind of bizarre. It just held on with like a spring clip. And the thing is, you can't really tell if you're going to get the right amount of fuel because it has to be pumped up to it. So you have to be cranking to get the fuel. So we're going to have to go down that road of sadness too. And I would say that at this point the battery is probably dead, even though it's been disconnected, because it should have a battery cutoff on it somewhere that I put on. Yep. So we're probably going to need the old jump pack to make her go. I see that it's got the lower quality coil on there. I wonder why I put that on. They must have not had anything else. And maybe that's causing part of our problem, because I've had that issue right out of the box before. But I think we'll get the battery pack over here and a thinking stool, and we'll try to take the bottom bowl off and see if we can get the seat out. I think I did it that way last time. And then if we can do that and we can verify that it really is plugged up, clean that out, then it should run. I mean, this thing was running excellent. I drove it on the trailer, drove it around, and then it just didn't like, you take it to the fair and it didn't like that, you know? And what's the issue is, look at what's in the sediment bowl, if you can see that. There's some type of granulated something. So we can clean that out, but then that's an issue too, or not an issue, but you got to crank it to fill the bowl, and then it's just a lot of work, friends. This is a bizarro little creature, but it's cute as can be, but you know what I'm saying. Let me go get some stuff and we'll get started. I should probably grab some tools too, because we're probably going to need that. So let me do all that stuff and we'll see where we get. All right, now the struggle bus is going to be how to get it where you can actually see something happen. That would be okay if you'll sit there, but I don't know if you will. Check out how that works. That bowl is just spring-loaded on there. Then you got to try to wiggle that out of there, and that's not easy. But there we go. Coming along. Come on. Come on. Okay, we're struggle busing. That's okay. You got to be careful because this stuff is not really obtainable. So what you're going to want to do is get frustrated. There we go. Our fuel in the bowl doesn't look terrible, but there's not much fuel in the bowl. And I couldn't remember how this was. Does that pull out of there like every other one in America or not? Come on, Italian. I really need to go that way so I can try to grab it with something. And you know what that something's going to be that I grab it with? Red pliers! Red pliers! Oh, not quite. I pushed it back in. I should have brought the shorter screwdriver. I had it right there, and I didn't do it. Come on. Oh boy, I can't quit shaking here enough to make this happen. Okay, let's go a different approach, friends. Let's take a part of a weed, and let's see if I can. No. Okay. That's not gonna work. It should, but it won't. I need something to push that pin out so I can grab it. Let's try the straw from the brake clean. That's it. That's the trick. Now we want to do just enough to get it loose, and we're going to hold it so we don't lose our needle. Because if we lose our needle, sadness will abound. Or does this needle not come out? Maybe this one doesn't come all the way out. See, I can't even remember. We've got our bird trumpeting going on. Can I get this out with the red pliers, or do I have to get actual real tools? I think if I tighten it up, I can. Can I? Without bending anything? I really hope this is it, because what else could it be? It ran good. Okay. You see that flake of stuff? I bet that flake of stuff that just went on my finger, I bet it was going over top of the hole and plugging it up. So, when in doubt, hard pound it out. We're gonna give it some of the good juice. And make sure that it's really open, and then we'll spray up in the hole too. Seems like that's good. Let's spray up in the hole. I haven't had one of these carburetors completely tore apart yet. I know that's coming. I'm not excited about that day because there's a lot of unknowns. I think I can get a kit, but it's $100. And that seems like a lot of money for this tiny little carburetor that looks like nothing. But I might also take that screw out of the bottom. I think I did that last time. See if you can see anything there. I don't know. This jet is not going to come loose, so that's fine. Let's get this going. A little more. A little more. There we go. Let's be careful. Make sure there's not anything that falls out of there. Ouch! Must have a cut on my hand. The brake clean found that. As far as carburetors go, that's kind of a tiny orifice in that one. So it's very possible that it plugged up, but I kind of feel like it's probably the thing that we looked at a minute ago. Now, what I want to do is see if I can crank it over and get gas to come pumping out of here. But I'm also wondering if before I even do that, if I should check and see how much gas is in here. I have the hat off because it's after all this rain, it's super muggy, which you wouldn't think. Okay, it's way down there. So I might want to put some new gas in, and that might help our situation somewhat. Now, what you may or may not understand about this, which you're probably thinking, what's the big deal, you know? This gas tank, if you recall, cousin welded it for me, and I don't know exactly what he did. He sent some pictures. But see, you realize that it doesn't draw from the bottom. The tube is like here, and then it's got a tube inside that goes down to the bottom. So if that's leaking anywhere, that will cause you a lot of sadness. But it also causes you a lot of trouble with priming, because the sediment bowl sits higher than the, even though the inlet is, look at that nasties. Even though the inlet is, you know what I'm saying, it has to pump it up to go in there. It has to suck it from the bottom and like overcome the hill and then make its happy way. So that's the problem. But I think we're going to put new gas in and clean this out, and I'll fill it before I put it on, and that should make it go quicker. And then we can possibly get this to run. All right, are you recording? I got the sediment bowl filled, and we're going to put some cleaner fuel in here. I think what has to happen is I just have to keep thinning out whatever's in there. I'm sure they had it dry, but whatever we had in here must have not been good quality or something. Or there was a lot of, I know he said it was dirty in there, and I have a feeling what it's doing is it's washing up some of the grindings and stuff, or the welding, whatever they did. I don't really know how much or exactly what he did. I think he also put some kind of lining in here. And that might be part of the problem too. That stuff might not be holding, or maybe I didn't let it cure before I used it. Let's see if it will crank at all without. I got nothing. Okay. I thought I saw the battery gauge twitch. Here it twitched. Nothing. Okay. That's okay. We'll take the jump pack here to the other side and we will force it to participate. But it really bums me out if it says that we're, let's see what it says we have. This thing is just about to become yard art. I mean, I've just about had enough of it, friends. Ooh, we need to tighten our starter back up. Remember, this starter is not the right one, and shows it as 11.7. Oh man, okay. I think we need to address that too. Will a long extension and a socket do it? I can't remember. The vibration has obviously made that come loose. I never got my plate cut yet, so I need to tighten that up before we go. So let me go grab the metric sockets and see if I can get it weaseled in there. There's just no room on this little sucker, but I think it's fine. We need to just, if we get it running today good, we should probably pull that starter off and get that plate made, spacer plate, so that this is the way it's supposed to be, and then we can go on our happy way. But yeah, okay friends, all of God's creatures are making sound today, and it's about to drive me nuts. I mean, we got donkeys barking, we got birds clucking. Oh, forgot that the battery's on now. It's gonna make it more difficult. Come on, baby doll. Boy, that really came loose a lot. Should have paid closer attention to that. Although I'm pretty sure when I did it, it was supposed to be temporary only, so. And then now it has become a permanent fixture. You can't do that one with that. Okay, so I gotta do. Oh, this one has a stud. Did the other one have a stud too? I can't remember. I guess I should probably just bend down and take it and pay the almost $700 for the one that actually fits in here. That really breaks my brain, but, and everybody always in the other videos, why did you just get the old one rebuilt? I took it apart. There was a video where you saw that. The armature is twisted. It looks like you grabbed both ends and twisted it up like a pretzel. It's not gonna, no. Nobody's gonna touch that. There's not anything you can do with it at this point. So, that's how that is. Now, let's get this to participate here. And what we're after is, we wanna see it, okay birds, I'm trying to work here. What we want to do is we want to see it pump fuel out of the carburetor so that we know that it's doing the thing. We want to make sure it's in neutral so it doesn't kill us. Okay. Before our thing jumped off, it did start squirting out fuel. So, let's one more time. Okay, good. That made a mess, but I'm okay with that. You saw it. Did you see it? It squirted out lots of fuel. Good fuel. Probably too much fuel. Maybe we need to put a fuel restrictor on it. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that ain't plugged up now. So if it don't run, then our problem is not that. Our problem is deeper, and then we'll have to go in more. See, I can't stick you where I had you a while ago because that is hot now. So as in the power's on. I'm just gonna stick you right there and you're gonna see what you see. I can't help it. I wish I was better at this, but I'm not. I am not a professional with the camera. I am still an idiot who knows nothing. I just discovered something that is important to note. I should probably switch to the socket since I have the socket now to make sure. And the reason is, I bet a guy could break one of those legs off of there, and I think they're molded to the carburetor. That would be a sad day. So we don't want that. So we want to make sure that we do it right. Now, I think what I'm going to do, we're going to crank it with that in there and see what that looks like. Oh yeah, look at that. It comes streaming out of there. Just perfect. This is going to work, friends. At least the part about getting fuel is going to work. Now, the part about the tractor running, maybe not so much. Our jump pack is about to leave the chat. Apparently, it decided it's put in its time for today, and it doesn't want to stay clipped. There's our little float. Little floaty float. And let's... Oh, are we going to struggle bus putting that in too? I don't know why we wouldn't. If we couldn't struggle, would this really be fun? You know? If life wasn't the most difficult way at every single turn. Okay, now we got to get that up in there. I think we got to hold the float up to do it. Put that up in there. We got to fold that thing back down, which obviously now is not going to do it because I want it to. Why? Why are we struggling so? There. Okay. In theory, it should be ready to run. In practice, do we think it's going to do that? I'm of the mind that we might as well take the distributor cap off and check out the points, because I bet you, how much you want to bet that it's not going to be ready to play ball, because is it ever really? We could try to start it for fun. We've got brake cleaner here. Let's I think my key switch is also bad, if I remember correctly. Is it not? Yeah. Yeah. If I jiggle the key switch, it doesn't make contact, or sometimes it does. There we go. All right. Now, stay running, little feller. Stay running. Stay running. Or little fellette. I think we called it Francesca. It's running without a choke, so that's good. Will you run it at idle for a little bit? There. Can we keep this up, please? You know, I put a lot of work into this, and it just, it wants to fight at every turn. I bet if I close the hood, it won't run. That's how life works. governor action is still to be desired, but yeah, look at our fuel already. That sediment bowl looks nasty. I mean, how long am I going to be fighting that problem? It's got good oil pressure. There we go. See, it's flooding, I bet. Doing so good. See, I think it's getting too much fuel there. You run it wide open all the time. Yeah, see, it's running like the choke's out. Running like a 2-cylinder. It's like a 211R. I'd love to drive it, but it's so far buried in here. We'd have to start at 1755, which we might do anyway, but I don't know if I want to go driving it around in the mud. The choke wasn't all the way off, so I did that, but it's still, I think it's still rich. I need to read up on that and figure out where my adjustment is, and yeah. Also, it's super unhandy to work on while it's running because you've got the glowing red muffler right next to your face. Now it's gonna quit. The choke there, it runs better. Also, that choke operates the throttle somehow. It's so bizarre. I don't know. The only thing that works good is the horn. in there some of that stuff that's supposed to absorb water, and maybe a can of seafoam. I'm a pretty good believer in that stuff. It's just funny how it runs so good when you start, and then immediately it starts acting up. Oh, okay, I guess we're done. You don't want to be worked on. That's fine. We'll just close you up then. Very slow governor response. At least to idle or close. So you got nothing until you get down here, and it won't idle good. Well, it idled better than I thought, but it'll eventually flood out, I would think. I guess we can experiment with that and see how long will it run before it dies. It's smoking pretty aggressively. I'm just gonna let it run a while, no matter if it runs good or bad, because it hasn't run hardly at all. And I think it would do it some good to sit here and you agree with me, don't you? That's what I thought. It's a cute little horse. It's just so troublesome. It steers beautiful. It's like a dream. Effortless. I think it steers better than any tractor I have. It is what it is. Let it sit there and run. Let's see if we can start this 1755 just for a thrill. It should start just fine, except the battery is totally dead. I should probably turn the battery on so that, you know, all of my good juice out of the jump pack flows right to the dead battery. Boy, that's an oily mess too. Wonder where it's leaking at. Bleeder screws. All right, why do you not even show? It's so dead it shows no battery. That's not good. The jump pack may not be enough to start it. charging. Is it? Did I turn the battery off? Because I'm not getting nothing. Got a problem here too. It's not registering any battery at all. So we need to figure out what's going on. Do we have a cable that's give up the ghost? I mean, normally it would show, are those batteries that dead that they won't do anything, or do they not yeah, as soon as I shut the jump pack off, that's it. Huh, that's interesting. Could I get to, let's go see if we can do 3 for 3. I got to remember how that is though. The battery on that 600 is in the nose. Huh, that's weird. It shows the alternator charging, but it doesn't show the battery being connected. Let's make sure we don't lose any of this irreplaceable stuff. Aww. Stupidity struck. Okay. How do we start you? I cannot remember. Look at that. Fires right up. That thing has not run since before Christmas. And it fires right up. Well, you got to see 3 more tractors running, so that's something. We need to do some more work on this one. Maybe take it out and drive it one day. I don't think that's going to be today. We need to see about moving our wheels in a little bit. That would line them up more centered with the front, I think. Figure out why this doesn't run perfect. Runs good wide open, but it don't like to idle. Just running too rich, I think. Sediment bowl, pathetic. Sure. This one is a proven horse. It does the thing. battery voltage, so let's shut her down. Ouch. Okay, well, this one might just have a connection problem because it doesn't seem to want to register all the time. And maybe it's due for a new hot cable. I don't think we did that. We put batteries on and we did all the ground and that stuff, and I think the crossover cable. What a sweetheart. We need to work on this one too, because that's just lovely. We need to put a battery shut off on it. I haven't got that far. Been trying to figure out where to run the cables and stuff and where to mount it so it's not obnoxiously hanging out and there's not cables bypassing. I figure it's going to end up over here somewhere, or when I take this off it might end up up here because it's right through there. I don't know. Well, I'm impressed that this one's still running. It's just not running that great. So we'll read up and see what kind of adjustments that carburetor has. Runs good like that. But you can tell it's getting a little much at idle. But I think we fixed the core of the problem why it wouldn't stay running. It was that dirt in there, because when I pulled it in the shed here after the fair, I couldn't get it to run long enough to move it 2 feet. I mean, that's how we went, like 2 or 3 feet at a time, and finally I just pushed it. So it obviously, fuel system is plaguing us, but it is running. Maybe I'm expecting too much. I know everybody hated them, and you know, everybody complained about them, so maybe this is as good as it gets. I don't know. I've never owned another one, so I can't tell you. Anywho's, the camera's not participating either, but I think that we're on the right track here with this one. Let's just shut her down. Sleep, my little friend. You know, it's a cute little horse, but it's still got some issues that need ironed out. One of the things that drives me nuts every time I see it is I forgot to paint this, so I got this yellow thing sticking up out of there. We need to, that's not an easy thing to undo if you did it right. So I'll probably do it wrong and just tape this off somehow and try to spray it so that it's not obnoxiously yellow, or I don't know. Maybe I'll just wire wheel the heck out of it and see if I can get the paint to come off. Whatever. But it is a runner and it will drive. It just needs a little more love, but that's okay. We've been there before. It's a lot better than it was when it came here. And that's what we can say about a lot of things. This one is no exception. So I think we'll leave this video here. As always, friends, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.